News 3 WSIL. Here's what's happening right now.
Welcome to News 3 at 6. I'm Jake Siegel. Our team is following several stories for you this hour. Local emergency crews right now are getting set for the chance of severe weather. We'll show you their plan of attack. Plus, a fire destroys a historic building in Alexander County. We'll take you out to the scene. And some massive upgrades are coming to the post office in Carbondale. How it could help you get your mail even faster.
We are tracking dreary, cloudy skies out there for all of us this evening. We'll break down what's in store as we go throughout the next several hours and what you can expect for your Thursday ahead. News 3 at 6 starts right now.
We've got you covered. From WSIL, this is News 3 at 6.
We start tonight with a check of our local weather. We're taking a live look at conditions this evening in Carbondale. As you can see, looks like a pretty nice nightfall, but we do have some rain that came yesterday and today that we need to be aware of. We're now joined by senior meteorologist Garrett Hamilton. Garrett, what are you tracking for us this evening?
Well, we are tracking lots of that cloud cover out there, Jake. Here is a live look at all 4 of those tower cameras. A little bit of sunshine poking through on the horizon out there across the Carterville region. A little bit more in the way of cloud cover across the Mount Vernon region, as well as Benton and Carbondale. Certainly a little bit on the dreary side. Temperatures are also on the chilly side across the entire area. Seeing temperatures running around 34 degrees across Marion, 32 for Mount Vernon, 36 for Paducah, and 35 for Cape Girardeau. We're also seeing a westerly wind. West-northwesterly wind really at around 15 to 20 miles per hour, 21 mile per hour sustained winds still coming in though across the city of Cape Girardeau. Now that wind advisory did just expire for all of us, but just because that advisory is gone doesn't mean that winds aren't still going to continue to be breezy. They're just not going to be as breezy as we saw earlier today. If we take a quick check at the radar, not really a whole lot of activity showing up, just a couple of those isolated snow showers in our far eastern counties across southeastern Illinois as well as western Kentucky. Now, as we go throughout the next several hours, temperature is largely going to be running very close to the freezing mark, say around 33 degrees through about 6 o'clock this evening, 33 by the time we make it to midnight. We will finally dip below freezing as those clouds clear out of here and we head into the 2 o'clock hour later on early tomorrow morning. In a few minutes, we'll talk about everything you can expect as we head into your Wednesday, or as we head into your Thursday, coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Garrett. First at 6, many areas in our region are dealing with high winds today, and it's leaving some people without power. Let's take a check for a second. In Illinois, there are currently more than 1,000 customers in the dark. Most of them are in the western part of the state. Now let's take a look at Missouri for a moment. That's seeing a much larger impact than Illinois, but most outages are also outside of our region. Nearly 10,000 customers there remain without power. In Kentucky, more than 3,000 people are seeing outages today. Again, our region looking pretty calm for the moment. Our team, of course, keeping a close eye on these numbers. We'll report with any updated info once we have it. Local crews say today's strong winds may have impacted some already storm-damaged trees in our area. We spoke with Williamson County Emergency Agency Director Brian Burgess. Burgess says these fallen limbs risk causing damage to power lines. He also says this is a very good reminder to prepare for spring severe weather. They recommend your plan of action include emergency alerts on your personal devices.
When we push them out from this office and we say that, Williamson County is under a severe thunderstorm watch, that just means to be vigilant, make sure you have ways to receive information. But if you're coming under a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning, that means it's time to take action. It means that you need to exercise those emergency plans that you've put in place.
Officials also recommend keeping a 3-day supply of essentials like food, water, and gas all filled in your vehicle in case longer power outages last. Authorities are now investigating after a fire destroyed a decades-old building in Alexander County. Crews responded around 11 p.m. last night to the building along Grapeville Trail near Bridge Street in McClure. You can see here from this photo and these video images that the roof and walls collapsed, completely destroying the structure. Firefighters say the building was at least 80 years old and had been home to several businesses over the years, including a grocery store and a hardware store. The Postal Service in Carbondale is announcing a new facility and upgrades to its fleet of vehicles. Officials gave our team a look at the Carbondale Sorting and Delivery Center today. This new facility is the result of the Delivering for America plan, which represents a $40 billion investment to modernize the Postal Service. We spoke with the strategic manager for the USPS branch. He says these changes are going to result in your mail in your hands even faster.
Getting the packages work that much sooner in a facility that's newer, cleaner, brighter. The employees are excited about coming to work. And then we're going to have more vehicles that are fuel efficient, safer, more economical. It's as good as it gets. It is truly a game changer, and we're very proud of it.
Another key part of this investment is vehicle upgrades. As you just heard a moment ago, delivery trucks are now going to include things like cup holders, 360-degree cameras, and better lighting for driver safety. In our Crime Watch tonight, a 66-year-old Sparta man faces charges in an armed robbery aimed at a local restaurant. Take a look at the suspect. It's William Lawless. Police say the victims were employees of Excel Entertainment. Lawless is accused of holding them up yesterday in the parking lot at Lolly's restaurant. The victims were there to maintain the restaurant's gambling machines. Police say Lawless had a green cloth over his hand and threatened to shoot the victims. He was arrested later at his home and charged with armed robbery. In Williamson County, one suspect is in custody and two others are being sought in connection to a series of burglaries. Authorities say some of those burglaries happened last month on Ladybug Lane and Dragonfly Lane. Several items that were stolen include guns, credit cards, and clothing. Yesterday, authorities took this man on your screen, William Reed of Carterville, into custody in connection to that investigation. They're still searching for two other men who used a stolen credit card at a local gas station on February 15th. If you have any information on this case, contact the sheriff's office. Also in Williamson County tonight, a woman is accused of burglarizing several vehicles at Walker's Bluff Casino and Resort in Carterville. Take a look at the suspect for a moment. It's Kelsey Beers. Authorities say she was caught on surveillance video burglarizing 4 vehicles in the parking lot. According to the sheriff's office, this is Beers' third arrest in 2 weeks. She's on parole for a prior offense. She now faces numerous charges, including burglary and theft. 2 people facing charges after a traffic stop in Christopher. Police say their vehicle was pulled over for various traffic violations. Police identified the driver as 22-year-old Delix Ransom and his passenger as 21-year-old Marshawn Johnson, both of Benton. Authorities say both had active arrest warrants. While searching the vehicle, police found a large amount of marijuana and a loaded gun. Ransom and Johnson both face numerous charges. And just ahead, a look at the risks associated with lithium-ion batteries in the wake of disaster. Plus, we'll have a sneak peek into the Thrillville Thrillbillies' upcoming season. You won't want to miss it. Stay with us. You're watching News 3 at 6. Lithium-ion batteries are in so many things around us, from cell phones to electronic toothbrushes, and while they're crucial for everyday life, they can pose a great danger when they've been damaged in disasters. Maribel Gonzalez has that story.
In California, the Palisades and Eaton fires burnt thousands of buildings to the ground and charred electric cars to their frames, leaving behind a trail of hazardous waste like lithium-ion batteries at a scale the EPA has never seen before.
We're expecting to have upwards of 500 tons of lithium-ion batteries.
Is that the most you've ever seen in any sort of disaster?
Correct.
The EPA now on a mission to dispose of these damaged batteries safely, as they can reignite weeks after the fires that heated them are contained.
That instability is still there, and they won't give an indication of when they're going to fail.
After collecting the batteries, EPA technicians bring them to one of two Southern California staging areas. First, soaking them for days in tanks filled with brine solution to de-energize them.
It's a concoction of sodium chloride and sodium bicarbonate.
Larger battery packs are then torn apart, hundreds of jam-packed individual batteries released.
They're going to be the ones that might end up emitting toxic gases or metals.
They're scattered, crushed, and scooped.
That final product is now no longer considered a battery.
This novel process, first developed during the 2023 wildfires in Hawaii and then refined during the 2025 California ones, now critical to the EPA's response to future disasters.
Be it floods or hurricanes on the East Coast, or fires out here, or whatever else may be there, this will be a part of the waste streams.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Well, we are taking a live look this evening outside across the Mount Vernon region. Things overall do look to be fairly calm on our Mount Vernon camera. Traffic is flowing quite nicely on Interstate 57 this evening. Temperatures for our friends up in Mount Vernon running around 32 degrees, but feeling more like 21 thanks to those westerly winds at around 17 miles per hour, but those are still gusting to around 26 miles per hour. And elsewhere across the region, we're seeing lots of lower 30s come in. 31 or 33, I should say, across Carbondale, 32 for Harrisburg, 33 across Dixon Springs, 36 for Paducah, lower 40s a little bit further 2 hours south into the Boot Heel of Missouri. We are still seeing strong northwesterly winds of around 15 to 20 miles per hour, 22 mile per hour sustained winds though coming in around the Harrisburg area. So certainly as you're headed out the door late this evening, be aware that those temperatures may feel just a few degrees colder. Most of us this evening are still fairly dry, but we are tracking just a couple of light snow showers into parts of Gallatin County as well as into parts of Hardin County. These are going to continue their track further out towards the east out of our viewing area. Now, as we continue through the rest of the evening, those winds and those chances for a few snow showers are really going to be on the decline. We are going to see those clouds clear out of here overnight, going to lead to some fairly sunny skies as we're kicking off the day tomorrow. Temperatures, while they will be a lot warmer than where we topped out today, are still going to be well below average for this time of year. By the time we make it into the second half of the work week and as we approach the weekend, a spring-like pattern is going to take hold of the area. Now, hour by hour through the rest of the evening, again, a couple of those snow showers certainly still possible, but that chance is decreasing as we head into the evening and into the overnight hours. By the time we make it to midnight tonight, I expect a lot of us to be mostly dry. That cloud cover for southern Illinois and western Kentucky still sticking around through midnight, but we are going to start to see a little bit of that clearing a little bit further to our west in southeastern Missouri. Now, skies are going to be mostly clear as we're kicking off the day on Thursday, and we are going to be mostly sunny throughout the afternoon hours tomorrow. Now, late in the afternoon hours, we could see a couple of upper level clouds built into our far western counties, but those again are going to be fairly high level. So I don't really expect them to completely obscure the sun. Overcast skies, though, are expected as we head into late Thursday evening out ahead of that next chance for rain. But that's not going to be arriving until Friday, and that chance is going to only be isolated at best as there just is not a lot of moisture to work with. A weak cold front pushes through late Friday, and then we will see dry conditions as we head into the weekend and into early next next week. That Storm Track 3 app, though, always coming in handy. You'll be able to keep an eye on all of those chances for a couple of showers, as well as those temperatures as you're headed out the door early tomorrow morning. Now, through the rest of the evening, we're generally talking about temperatures in the low to mid 30s with clearing skies as we head later on into the evening. Those winds are also going to be calming a lot as we go throughout the rest of the evening hours, likely only sustained at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, early tomorrow morning, we will see those wind gusts start to decrease, and we should see mostly calm winds throughout most of the afternoon hours tomorrow. But as we head into Friday, those wind gusts once again do start to uptick. Now, temperatures as you're headed out the door early tomorrow morning, running into the mid 30s. We'll see temperatures into the lower 40s by the time we make it to the midday hours. High temperatures for some of us could be into the lower 50s, which again is only about a couple of degrees below average for this time of year, but at least we are going to see lots of sunshine. Upper 50s return for Friday, and we could certainly get close to 60 on Friday as well. 50 degrees though behind that weak cold front as we head into the day on Saturday. But 60s return for Sunday, and Jake, by the time we make it to early next work week, we're talking about temperatures that could be flirting with 70 degrees.
Yeah, and if that's the case, you might be able to say it's almost baseball weather.
Yeah, we're getting close for sure.
All right, thanks, Garrett. We appreciate it. And speaking of baseball, the Thrillbillies are making some big-time announcements tonight. The team making changes for better fan experiences come next season. Those changes include introducing special theme nights, all-you-can-eat $20 seats, and Thrillbilly team officials say this means a family of 4 can eat and watch the game for just $80.
Normally, a family would come to Mountain Dew Park and maybe they go out and eat before they come to the park. Now they just come right on over after they get off work, and it's just a real stress reliever.
The team also welcomed the new field manager and the winner of the 2025 Community Connect jersey. Fan will be able to see some of those changes happening on the home opener on May 27th. And just ahead, a new study shows screenings for cervical cancer remain low in the U.S. We'll take a closer look at those findings coming up. You're watching News 3 at 6. A new study published today found rates of cervical cancer screenings remain low across the U.S. In tonight's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to one senior author about this troubling trend.
First, the good news. Newly released research shows screenings for both colorectal and breast cancers have rebounded from declines during the COVID-19 pandemic. But researchers say that's not been the case for another cancer.
And unfortunately, we didn't see that for cervical cancer screening, that they are still below pre-pandemic level.
Study senior author Preeti Bondi and her team found past year cervical cancer screening in 2023 remained at 14%, which is below pre-pandemic levels.
We want to detect cancers early when they're more treatable.
And that's why researchers say it's a troubling trend, one that's viewed as a long-term problem as cervical cancer screening started to decline in the early 2000s. It still isn't fully clear why these specific screenings haven't bounced back like others post-pandemic.
Some of the research points to reducing knowledge among women about the need for cervical cancer screening and fewer recommendations to be screened by physicians.
Cervical cancer screening recommendations vary based on age and health, but the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force says if your age is 21 to 29, get your first Pap test at 21 and every 3 years after. If your age is 30 to 65, there are options. Get tested for human papillomavirus, which can cause cervical cancer, every 5 years, or an HPV Pap co-test every 5 years, or a Pap test every 3 years. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The news continues in just a moment. You're watching News 3 at 6. Taco Bell sales are outpacing most of the chain's fast food competitors. The fast food giant has forecasted an 8% sales growth for the current quarter. That's at stores that have been open for at least a year. The forecast far outpaces Taco Bell's rivals, many of which are reporting sluggish sales due to inflation. The company's CEO says the Lux Cravings Box and its chicken nuggets are the most popular items tonight with customers. Hiring in the private sector dropped significantly last month. That's according to findings from payroll giant ADP. The findings show an increase of roughly 77,000 jobs in February. That's down from the previous month and about half the amount many economists expected. Officials at ADP say a drop in consumer spending and uncertainty about national politics played a role, with many companies easing up on bringing in new staffers. We invite you to stay with us. News 3 at 6:30 starts right after this quick break.
News 3 WSIL. Here's what's happening right now.
Welcome to News 3 at 6:30. We're following several stories for you this half hour. That includes a thrilling day for the Thrillville Thrillbillies in Marion. Coming up, we'll have a sneak peek of this year's upcoming season. Plus, one Illinois city opts to keep a controversial sign along an interstate. Why some wanted to remove the sign. And the White House announces an exemption for U.S. automakers from the tariffs on Canada and Mexico. We'll share a closer look coming up.
We are still tracking a couple of those snow showers in our far eastern counties this evening. We'll break down what's in store for the rest of the overnight hours and what you can expect as we go throughout your day on Thursday, coming up in your full forecast. News 3 at 6:30 starts right now.
We've got you covered from WSIL. This is News 3 at 6:30.
We begin tonight with our local weather. We're taking a live look tonight at conditions in Carbondale. A lot to get to weather-wise, and for more, we're joined by senior meteorologist Garrett Hamilton. Garrett, what are you tracking for us as we enter tonight?
Well, Jake, we are tracking a couple of those snow showers that are sort of sticking around in our eastern counties. Think close to Hardin and Gallatin counties and our far eastern Illinois counties, and that does extend all the way down into adjacent areas of western Kentucky. However, these snow showers are very light, and I don't really expect us to see any accumulation, much like we have seen throughout the afternoon hours. Now, as you're headed out the door this evening, I don't really expect too much in terms of any precipitation chances. We may see at most another 10% chance of a few snow showers later on through the evening, but again, a lot of folks are just going to continue to remain dry. Here is a live look outside across the Mount Vernon region. Not really a whole lot showing up out there, but of course, it's always nice to see traffic flowing out there on Interstate 57. Temperatures across the Mount Vernon area running generally around 32 degrees, feeling though more like 21 degrees thanks to that westerly wind at around 17 miles per hour. Elsewhere across the region, we are seeing the lower to mid 30s for most of us, 33 coming in for Carbondale and 34 across Perryville. We also are seeing a northwesterly wind of around 15 to 25 miles per hour, certainly gusting to around 25 miles per hour across the Harrisburg area. Through the rest of the evening, temperatures are going to largely be running around 36 degrees by 9 and then dip into the upper 20s as we head into the overnight hours tonight, headed into your day on Thursday. Now, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll talk about when we can expect to see some sunshine and when those warm spring-like temperatures return to the area coming up.
Thanks, Garrett. The Thrillbillies are making some big announcements today. We got a sneak peek into the 2025 season that includes a lot of fun and even a few surprises. News 3's Waylon Walls-Parker takes us out to the new ball game.
The Thrillbillies will soon be returning to the Diamond, and this time with some major changes for the fan experience.
Those changes include introducing special theme nights and all-you-can-eat $20 tickets. Fans of the game say they are excited.
The crack of the bat, hearing kids, having a good time, and yeah, smelling the hot dog and smelling all the aromas from the great food.
Thrillbilly officials say this means a family of 4 could eat and watch the game for $80. Black Diamond Marketing Director Herbie Voss says it's a good incentive to get the fans in the stands.
That every seat in Mountain Dew Park is an all-you-can-eat seat.
The team will also introduce new promotional nights with fun themes. That includes returning favorites like the Murder Mystery Night.
Will be those games where sponsors will be paying for their food, so it'll just be a $10 ticket.
Plus, officials also revealed the winner of the 2025 Community Connect Jersey Vote.
Our winner for our Community Classic was Shawnee.
Mountain Dew Park General Manager Ralph Santana says local ties are important for the game.
The community's been a big part of my life, so I'm honored to have the position and play at the position, and just trying to now deliver a great fan experience.
The new Thrillbillies field manager Patrick Morey says the roster for this year is almost full.
We're going to try and be fun offensively. We're going to try and be electric on the bump and win a ton of games, because that's what Ralph and Shad and the whole group brought me in to do.
The season opener will be at home on May 27th, where Voss says fans will have a first taste of these changes. In Marion, Waylon Walls-Parker, News 3.